What's going on, everybody? This is Jerome Moore, host and creator of Deep Dish Conversations. And firstly, I want to say thank you for all love and support, and thank you for exploring the perspectives of social change with me on this platform. I want to encourage you all to like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast listen platform. And make sure you give us a 5-star rating if you're loving the Deep Dish Conversations. I appreciate all of the support again. I hope you all enjoy this episode. Executive, owner, culinary arts extraordinaire. Chef Star Maye, how you doing? Welcome to the platform.
Oh, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to get into everything that you have going on, that you're doing. And we're going to give you your flowers right now.
Oh, I'll take them.
You're making Nashville look really, 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 really good. Just in the environment that y'all are creating at Anzie Blue. And just for the whole city, around food. And so I appreciate you. The city appreciates you, and we're going to give you your flowers while you're still here. Thank you.
Oh,
Congratulations.
If
this was
so
drink
much.
stamps, we'd be clapping, all that, all that. Yeah. Taking shots and all that. So let's get into your story. Let's get into who you are. And so I want to start in Alabama. That's your hometown. Tell us what a young Chef Star was like growing up in Alabama.
Wild and crazy. That's probably what most people would say. I'm that kid that climbed the trees, and I'm not climbing down, I'm jumping, So, I'm from a very small town. Nobody knows it, but it's Repton, Alabama, and it's in the county of Conecuh, which most people don't know that if you come to Anzie Blue, our link sausage is a Conecuh sausage.
Okay.
I still represent home. It doesn't matter where I go. You know what I'm saying? I've been living here in Nashville for about 8 years. In Tennessee for about 8 years. Nashville almost a year now. Mm-hmm. So Nashville is like my home. I really feel my vibe here. Like I feel like I've truly found myself since I moved here. I love the community. I love the people. It's great.
And we love you.
Oh,
and we love you.
Yeah.
So when I was doing my research, you mentioned that that you grew up in a very segregated place. Mm-hmm. Which, wasn't the easiest for you or your family. Can you talk about, some of those challenging moments and how maybe they built character, maybe how that, viewed change or, gave you perspective on the world that you lived in at that particular time?
I tell people I didn't realize until I was a much older adult that I had been desensitized to racism through my childhood. When you grow up and there aren't many people who look like you where you are, you just kind of find yourself blending in, and things that shouldn't be said, you find yourself ignoring those things. Or, I tell a story that my friend, when I was in school, she told me I was just dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're my best friend, you just got dirt on you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I went home. Oh, no, she told me I was a mud baby.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Not dirty mud baby.
But she's like, you're just a mud baby. It's fine. And I'm like, a mud baby? I didn't even take offense to it.
Right.
I went home and I told my mom. I was like, hey, Mom, you know what my friend said I was today? A mud baby, because I'm dark. My mother got so angry. I had never seen her mad like that before. And she yelled at me and she told me, don't you ever in your life let anyone call you that. And I was like, I'm like 6 or 7. And I'm like, what's the problem with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really understand it because we didn't get those luxuries. Mm-hmm. If it is a nigga joke, I got to pretend like I didn't hear it.
Wow.
Because, it's different when you walk in a room of 100 people and it's just you and your little family. Right. What I'm going to do? I'm going to take the joke. So as I got to be older, when people would say things, they were like, I can't believe you let somebody say that to you. I'd be like, ooh, well, that's them. So that was a true issue, especially growing up and getting out into the world and realizing that those things are not cool things to do.
Right.
Like, people shouldn't be saying that. Or, how are you 6 and 7? Where did you learn it?
Right.
To tell it to me.
Right.
And it's been a lot of experiences like that when you grow up like that. Like my grandmother, where, and where I'm from is small, but like all the little towns, it's like 15 little towns in a 30-mile radius.
Right.
So where my grandmother lives, it's truly segregated. is segregated by a railroad track. Black people live on one side of the railroad track. White people live on the other side of the railroad track. And we do not intermingle and we do not mix it. It's divided by those railroad tracks and a general store.
Wow.
And that is it. Like, I never understood as a small child why my grandmother would say I couldn't go over there. I have always been one of those people, if you tell me I can't, I will.
Right.
Just because you said I can't, I'm going to do it to see what happens. And my mom was like, I always take the hard way around things.
So did you?
Yeah, of course. Of course I did.
And
it was I was about 20.
Okay.
I was an adult. And by this time, I was in the military, and I'd have been around all over the world, and I'd have been around all these people. So, like, come back this little time, I'm like, no, you people don't scare me. You know what I'm saying? I've been through enough. Like, this, nothing.
Right.
So I decided that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Finna go over here. I'm a 20-year-old woman with a baby.
Right.
And they're like, don't go up there. I'm like, go up there if I want to go up there.
Right.
My four-wheeler, ride up there, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, as I am riding up everybody starts coming out of their houses on their porches with their guns and shit. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't have did this today, you know? But being the person I am, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah.
Rode all the way to the end of the street, you know what I'm saying? On my four-wheeler. I was prepared for whatever needed to happen. I didn't know if these people are gonna chase me or whatever the case may be. But I guess it was just the fact nobody else did it.
Right.
And they just was like, who is this thing? She can just ride up through here like this. This ain't how we operate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My grandmother was so angry at me for that. And I was like, what you mean? She said, I got to be here when you leave. You leaving. You get to go somewhere else. But I still got to be here. And you can't be acting like that.
Right.
You know? So the checking not only comes from people who don't look like me.
Right.
But now my ancestors have been checked for so long that they check me. What?
Right. Yeah.
I'm doing what's right. I'm trying to make some changes.
They would say probably they're trying to help you survive.
Yeah, they were trying to help me survive.
Yeah.
In that kind of environment, which was a very difficult environment. It was great to grow up, you know, because the only black people I knew were all my relatives.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that's all the other people who looked like me. They were all kin to me in some kind of way, or been friends of the family for however long. So those are the only other people that look like me that I got to see.
But most of your family is still in Alabama?
My father still. I lost my mom in January. But,
Okay, sorry to hear that. My condolences. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
But my dad, he still lives there.
Okay.
And a lot of aunts and uncles and stuff like that. But most of everybody my age or more, we all have moved away.
Is it still kind of that same vibe, like, you know?
I mean, I go back there and I feel like I'm in the 70s. Like,
Okay.
you know, it progressed, but not as much as you would think it would progress, you know? I go back and it's just like going back in time. Everything slows down to like a snail's pace, and you can't do anything in a hurry. Walmart closed at 9 o'clock. Like, you kind of got to get your life done. Everybody's moving at a quick pace, up 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
So in that type of upbringing, I'm going to assume that cooking, right, was kind of your outlet where you could, you know, feel that freedom, feel like I'm me. So tell us a little bit about that inspiration and how you came to, you know, get into the culinary arts.
Yeah, my grandmothers, like both of my grandmothers was G's, and so was my mom. Like, you know, my dad's mom was Retha, and we have a big family, and so Sunday dinners was a big thing. I mean, the weekends, like, it's a party, the music going, everybody playing music, and we hanging out, having a good time. At any given time, it could be like 30 to 50 people at my grandma's house on a Sunday.
Wow.
You know, but she have her rules. You got to go to church. Stuff's got to happen. She don't care if you go out Saturday night. You can stay out at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you are getting out of her house at 9 a.m.
For church.
That's when she going to church. No, you ain't got to go to church. You just can't be in the house. so that was her rule. She didn't care, you know. 9 o'clock, she locking her door, and ain't nobody going to be in there. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you do is your business, you know. So, and then everybody comes over. Like, that was a thing. You know, growing up, I didn't do a whole bunch of cooking. But when I did, it was always a family thing. Like, we did everything basically seed to table. My grandfather was a farmer. So we physically go pick all the beans and the peas and the corn and whatever he grew, watermelons, whatever it is, and in a day. And then the next, it's like a weekend thing.
Right.
Everybody gets together. We all sit down in a big room. Everybody get a bowl and we shuck all the peels. And then the next day, all the women go in the house and the men cook outside the meat or whatever.
Right.
And then inside, we're blanching all of the vegetables for the winter. And my entire family, my grandfather makes sure everybody gets for the winter. Like
Wow.
he'll smoke whole hogs and whatever the case may be, make bacon and hams and all kind of stuff. And that's how I grew up eating. That's like how it worked.
You making homemade ice cream?
Yeah,
Out the
homemade ice cream. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything like, so it was, we made the cream.
Yeah.
I watched my grandma make butter.
Yeah.
I watched her kill those chickens so that we ate. Like, it was as seed to table as you can get. And so that fueled my love of cooking, because even as a small child, I got to see that food brought people together regardless of the color, creed, whatever the
Right.
case may be.
Right.
That didn't matter because everybody got to eat.
Right. Everybody got to eat.
Everybody got to eat.
Now, this is another interesting fact that I found out, that you are a veteran.
I am.
And so I don't know how many people know that, but so you go through high school and everything.
Popular.
I'm
I'm
popular, right?
Everybody loves Star. Like that's like been a thing all my life. I've always been real energetic and
Right.
fun to be around. I play sports. I was that kid. Like
Yeah.
it didn't matter what color or
Right.
what itches was. I always kind of stick up for the little guy because
Right.
he might not have found his voice yet, but I got one.
Right.
So that's always been a thing. And so yeah, I decided to go to the Navy. I wanted to
Okay.
get out of little town.
Okay, and so you like many folks though, like they see the military as an opportunity. My dad was in the Navy, my oldest brother was in the Navy, my cousin was in the Navy, and so like, and those are like, sometimes when you don't come from that like wealthy economic kind of background,
Right.
that chance to really explore the world has to, initially maybe come through the military.
Yeah.
And so how was your experience in our great, naval, force here in the United States?
Well, I mean, the Navy was what it was. It was, for me, it was an avenue for me to be able to travel and see the world and be able to meet people where they are
Okay.
versus creating a space where they have to come to me.
Okay.
So that really gave me, that was the first time I ever, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, you got black, white, and we had like a Mexican family that ran the restaurant. That was
Right.
it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So just to be able to go and see all of these different types of people and cultures, all of that interests me. So that the Navy fueled exactly what I was trying to do. So it worked for me.
So coming from that, kind of bubble, right, that you was in, and being able to be introduced to this different vast of culture and people, like, how did you adapt to that, and what did you learn about yourself, right?
I mean, that was hella hard. I ain't gonna lie about that because I'm super green. Like, my parents were very protective people, like, as a unit, because they knew how we were growing up. Even though they did take the time to prepare us for the world, like, my mom made sure she raised 3 alphas. Like, how you do that? I don't know.
Right.
But she was able to give us things that we can't get anywhere else. So once I transitioned to that, like, the military was easy to me. I'm like, not even as hard as my mom, so this is cool.
Right.
Like, so it worked for me. But it was a difficult transition, just, number one, being around so many different personalities. Like, I started seeing people for where they were from. Like, somebody from Brooklyn, they were like, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, I know exactly how you're going to be because you're
Right.
from Brooklyn, and then Houston or
Right.
wherever the case may be. And so through that, meeting these different types of people, I also got, as you make friends in that kind of environment, you get close quickly. So, like, I was going home with my friends to Washington and all kind of places that I never thought I'd be. Like,
Right.
I'm from a very small place who gives you a very small mind, so you don't ever really think about how big you can be.
Right.
Like, even where I'm at now, I never, a year ago, I didn't think I would be here. My mind didn't allow me to think that big
Wow.
because I've been put in a place where it's always somebody standing on top of me. So as you are being squished to this little thing, you don't think about that I could just move his foot and he ain't got to stand on top of me no more.
Right. Well, let's talk about that a little bit because, you have over, 20 years of experience, right, of chef experience.
Yeah.
And, you are just now getting the opportunity, right, to really be an executive chef and kind of do your thing and be at the top, right, and don't have that, person like that still kind of got their foot right on, right, but like, nah, we're going to keep you right. You good, but we're going to keep you right here.
Yeah, you do this guy's job.
Right.
And just like
So because this is another male-dominated sector, especially we're talking about executive chefs, even from like not knowing much about chefing, right, but just knowing from where I see like TV, a lot of times, a lot of the cooking shows, a lot of the like the food hosting shows, they are all kind of male and white. And so talk to us a little bit of how you navigated those spaces over 20 years and still trying to shine, right? Still trying to be star and still trying to get these opportunities, but constantly probably still being overlooked. Just simple fact of maybe just your gender, maybe your skin color and your gender, or maybe, identifying as queer, maybe all the above, plays a part. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. Like, that was very difficult. All of that. I tell people, like, they'd be like, well, she black. That's cool. Like, my first 10 years, I only worked with white men. Any place I ever went, I'm always the only black. I'm definitely the only woman in the kitchen. But I work like 3 of them. And they never could understand it. So my mother would always say, you have to be better. And so regardless of what, I got to do more. Right. If they are cutting 10 onions, I need to do 20 in half the time. So that was my mentality, was always to be better. But because of that, they would give me things that they think I wouldn't do. I wouldn't be able to do.
Right.
And then I'm like, here you go. Here you go. Got 30 minutes. I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette real quick. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? So, number one, they probably didn't like my cockiness. Right. I would tell them. I have been to places and I'm like, just let me work for the day. I'll work for free today. Let me just show you what I can do.
Right.
It's never been a time that I've done that I didn't get the job.
Wow.
It's never been an interview I didn't go on that I did not get. Because they see my value,
right,
but then they don't want to promote. This is not the face that they would like on their business. So that always kept me in the background. I always end up making someone else look very, very good. And after about 20 years of that, I was like, I'm sick of this.
Yeah, like,
do something else.
But what about year 10, year 15? Like, how did you? Because
90 hours a week. I always tell people I have outworked everybody I've ever been. It's been many places. Their executive chefs will walk out. It's too hard. I've been doing this for like 6 months. It's nothing, bro. Come on, you can do it.
Right.
That guy walks out. They be like, Star, can you do it for a little bit till we find somebody?
Wow.
But what about me?
Right.
They be like, we don't know if you can just handle everything. But who you think handling everything? You think he just walked out right now?
Right.
No, he been checked out for a minute. I've been doing the work.
Right.
But I was never an option, period.
That's crazy. And so mentally, right? Like when people are facing those type of barriers and struggles, a lot of times you feel like your hands is just tied.
Yeah,
like,
I quit so many times.
Yeah, I'm saying who are you talking to?
I tell people I am a jack of all trades and a master of none. Like, cooking is my passion. That's what I grew up doing. I love bringing people together with food. Anywhere I've ever been, everywhere I've ever go, where people come, I tell people I am home. Wherever I am is home. It doesn't matter where I live or what I'm doing. If you're hungry, come over, we eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was hard. Like, I was a single mother. You know what I'm saying? Trying to raise a child and work 90 hours a week. How you do that? Crappy mom. That's how you do it. You can't be the best that you want to be because you got to feed them, you got to clothe them, you got to get them where they got to go. So it was like a catch-22. I tell my son was raised in a restaurant. Like, I would have servers tip my baby out for feeling like sugar caddies or salt and pepper shakers. So he grew up in the business too, like 5 or 6 years old, standing on milk crate washing dishes. Like, you got to work too.
That's crazy.
Like, it was so bad at one point I worked so much that the school bus driver would literally drop my son off at my job.
Wow. They already knew. We're just gonna drop you
Yeah,
off. Because
I go have a conversation with him before school even started. I'm like, look, I know that this ain't on your route.
How long were you doing that?
About 15 years or so.
You
My
was doing
son's a
that for-
21-year-old man now.
You was doing that for 15 years.
I have ran up to 5 restaurants at one time for like $15 an hour.
And being a single mother.
For like $15 an hour. Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted right
Yeah.
now. 'Cause- wow.
It was nothing like my parents were instrumental in, the development and everything of my son. Like they truly helped. Like that enabled me to put him in places. People like, well, he was in kind of in private school or whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
That is the advantage. Just like as a parent, it is my job to make sure he can get every advantage that he can because
Right.
he looks like he looks.
Right, yeah.
So if I put him in that private school and he meets little Jake, who later in life becomes a real estate investor or whatever the case may be, 20 years from now, he'll be able to call Jake and be like, Jake, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
So all those advantages is why I was working 90 hours a week. My body didn't matter to me. Nothing mattered. As long as he had somewhere to put his head,
Right.
he had food in his belly, and I could give him all the advantages, I would have worked 300 hours a week if I could.
How did you avoid from crashing and burning? Because that's a
Well,
lot.
and then I was living in Florida at the time, and that place is a little bit different because it's very tourist driven.
Right.
So you really only work from April to September. It's figuring out all those other months. So I had to work like that because I would basically every 2 weeks pay my rent twice a month so that it could carry me for those months that I didn't work.
Right.
When I didn't do that, I would upholster boats or do tile
Right.
roofs. I worked many construction sites doing.
Really?
Yeah, doing all various things. I build furniture.
So them hands can just do whatever they need to do.
I be telling people that's my blessing. My blessing is my hands. My heart goes in my food, which makes it great. But if I can touch it, I can do it. It doesn't matter what it is. You need me to drive a cotton picker? I'll drive your cotton picker. I'll drive an 18-wheeler, whatever you need. Whatever the job is, give me 20 minutes, baby, and we going to do it. I just need 20 minutes to learn what need to do, and then it is what it is. So I support him.
Going like if you need me to go ahead, I can
go get that load for you real quick.
I can go get the food that we need to cook.
Yeah, and you ain't even got to give me no automatic truck. Believe it or not, I really can drive it.
This is wild.
Yeah, when I first moved to Tennessee, I was done with cooking. I was like, screw that. I'm tired of being crapped on, working hard. I'm coming up here, I'm going to do something different.
Right.
So I went to TCAT and became an aircraft maintenance. I went to school for aircraft maintenance.
Really?
So I could be working on airplanes right now, and I ain't even cooking in no kitchen.
Wow.
Or that's what my mind said I was going to do,
Right.
but that wasn't my journey.
Right.
So, yeah, I was done with cooking. Talking about how it feels for somebody to sit on you for 20 years, I don't even want to do that no more.
Yeah. So what got you back? What got you back into the kitchen?
What? Well, when I came to Tennessee, none of that stuff mattered. It didn't matter. Well, and I got a little trouble in Florida. I went to the penal system. I was in prison for a little while.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Just talk about it.
driving while black.
Wow.
How you doing? I got arrested and never left jail again. Ain't nobody never heard nothing they ever had to say about nothing.
Wow.
They was like, oh, she look good for it. She did it. It's fine.
Really?
Send her away. Yeah.
For how long?
Almost 5 years.
That ain't no small little bit.
Right. That's how I feel. That was like a nice chunk of life.
No, that is, and you getting taken away from your child.
Yeah. Who you telling?
So time out. Hold on, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
In Florida, driving.
Mm-hmm.
While black.
Actually, I wasn't even driving. I was in the back seat, sleep.
Backseat sleeping while
Yeah.
somebody else is driving.
There you go. See, Florida has this cool little law that a lot of places don't have called constructive possession. When you are around something that is within 3 feet of you, it is whoever is 3 feet away from it is yours. Unless somebody claims it. If nobody claims it, it's everybody's.
Joshua, this is true. Joshua, our videographer, he's from Florida. He's from Orlando.
Oh, hey, Ole. Yeah, constructive possession will get you.
This boy had weed in the car.
Yes. And then it was constructive possession in a school's or church zone.
Oh, so they got you. They hit you with the school-free
With the
drug zone.
$65,000 fine that I still owe $65,000. I still can't vote.
Wow.
I tell people I love to talk about it. I still can't vote. Like, it don't matter. I am Switzerland in voting.
Wow.
I can have all the opinions I want, but it don't matter. Yeah, Florida got me.
Crazy.
So I was like, I'm out of here.
So you did almost 5 years
Yep.
for being close to drugs that you
In
didn't
the
know
car.
in the car.
Yeah.
And so your friend couldn't be like, oh, well, Star didn't know anything about it. That wouldn't have mattered, or she didn't keep it silent.
Well, it
Or-
was a lot. It was a lot of things, a lot of circumstances around it. You know what I'm saying? In all actuality, I didn't even really know about that drugs.
Right.
You know, when I got taken in, because I was taken in for something minor, like a ROR thing. I think it was like some renter center. My ex-girlfriend took a computer or something.
Right.
So I was like, I forgot about it. Whatever. I'll go to
Right.
the jail, sign myself out. I'll go pay for it. Everything be great. You know?
Right.
And I get there, waiting for hours and hours and hours. I finally get up to go ask the lady, like, they said this was a ROR, which means I can sign myself out on my own recognizance. How long will that process take?
Right.
She was like, she started chuckling at me when I asked. She was like, I was like, I'm like a little, you know, I'm like, what the hell's going on?
No,
You know what I'm saying? She slid me this paper. The bond was $250,000. So then I'm like, whoo, for a $250 laptop for
Right.
rent center.
Yeah. Dang.
So I went through reading the charges. Okay, so after I go through read the charges, it's like my brain are now starting to process this information. When I was getting processed into the facility, you know how they check your shoes off, they check your feet, they give you a good rub down, take your belt, all your stuff. And I saw the officer whose car I was in walking in with a bag on her pen. I didn't think nothing about it. I didn't think that had nothing to do with me.
Right.
I'm going on with my life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Comes to find out, she said that she found that in her car where I was. I am handcuffed in your car, ma'am.
Right.
Where did I get this from?
Right.
So, but I never got out of jail. Period.
So from the time you got locked up, you was docked up.
I was locked up. I never got out again. Not for 5 years. Not till 2008. This happened in like 2004 or 5, something like that.
Wow. So
So I never got an opportunity to even speak on it.
right.
Yeah. So it was
No
what it was.
no trial, no nothing, no.
Yeah,
You
but
go-
did
you
I
did you try to
really-
beat it?
I tried, you know what I'm saying? But, well, actually, at this point, I've been sitting in jail for like 9 months. The man come, he was like, you know what? We're just going to make a plea. You ain't never been in trouble before. You ex-military. You just, like, literally, I had just got out, like, literally, like, months. So he was like, you ex-military. You should be great.
Right.
I'm like, cool. We go to court. The judge was like, no.
No
You're going to
plea
prison.
deal.
Yeah, you're going to prison. Ha. I was like,
Wow.
40-something months. I'm like, what? What you mean? My mom was there. They were coming. They thought they were coming to pick me up.
Nah, they were saying goodbye.
They didn't know it. All of us, everybody didn't know it at that time.
You're in the penitentiary system. Mm-hmm. What is that experience like for you?
Well, fortunately for me, because my mother was awesome at training her children in life. Again, I got to come back to that foundation
Right.
of growth from young childhood. So I didn't have a bad experience at all in prison. I probably should have, but
Why do you say probably should have?
because the environment and the culture of prison is not a place where people can be rehabilitated.
Right. I
It's
agree.
it's not a place where after that it's going to be very hard to succeed because you basically put people in a cage.
Right.
And
No, you
then
are in cage.
You
You're in
expect
cage.
them to be civilized once you release them from a cage. Like how do you think that that's going to work? It doesn't work. So it was important to me. So luckily in prison, once you go through, you have to take all these tests, and then, you know, it's kind of like you're a show pony now. You know, they talk to you, send you to all the therapists, all the doctors, check everything out. Now you're a piece of property.
Right.
Something owns you.
You're a slave.
I am a slave
You're
to
a
the
slave.
state of Florida.
You're a slave in the state of Florida.
So, because I'm a well-spoken black girl from Alabama, Of course, they put me in a good prison.
Right.
You know? And they put me in an educational prison, which was good for me. It gave me the ability to be able to take classes and do different things. I took horticulture and, you know what I'm saying, some office classes, whatever. But I was bored with that. And so eventually I became a teacher. And I taught adults with learning levels K through 3, third grade.
In prison.
Wow. And I had a class of 17 ladies. None of those ladies could read over third grade level. Now, how they expected them to be able to function in the world and not do what they were doing before they got here, I'll never know.
Wow.
But if you can't read more than a third grade level, you can't fill out a job application.
Do you feel like you being in that role for those women that was in there kind of, you know, helped you build relationships and, you know, they like this, you start shining again, start being that person that, you know, everybody likes.
Always fight for the little guy.
Yeah, and always fight for the little guy. You know?
For sure. Like, I still have a relationship with a lot of those people, believe it or not. We had a little group that we would get together, women helping women, you know what I'm saying? We would meet every week. All of those ladies are very successful entrepreneurs currently, everybody.
Wow.
If you're not real estate or boat sales or whatever the case. It was 11 of us, and out of 11, I think 9 are entrepreneurs, and the other 2 got real good jobs. So
yeah, no, that's pretty good.
So
you know.
I truly believe that my main thing was not to get stuck in here, not to let this become my life. This is not my purpose. This is not what I'm supposed to do. So that would be my mantra every day when I get up. This is not my life. This is not my life. We're going to stay focused on what you want your life to be.
During this time, what was your relationship with your son like?
I didn't have one. My mother was a tough love mother. I just told her she don't play no games. So, you know, when the people said I did it, she's a law-abiding, godly woman. I did it. It is what it is. I will take care of your son. I will make sure he has everything that he needs, and we will treat him with all the love, and he will never know. But I got 1 phone call a week and one, like, maybe a couple papers he may have colored or something once a week. But that was it.
Right. Wow. So you get out of prison. And what we know about the prison system is once you have that felony on your record, right? It's that felony itself is a life sentence. It prevents you from having access to employment. It prevents you to having access to housing. It degrades you. It's a stain. You can't vote. You lose a lot of freedoms, a lot of human rights, right? Just because you may have made a mistake and you did your time, but the world won't let you forget about it because that F is there. How has your life altered, changed, for better or for worse, once you got out of prison?
The day I got out of prison, they give you $100 and just kind of like, see you.
Right. Good luck.
Good luck. You know.
Are you on papers or anything?
Yeah, I was when I first got out.
Okay.
So I was like, well, lucky for me, I got a particular set of skills.
Right.
Should be easy for me to find a job. I put out 180 resumes and applications before I got a call back. And when they called me back, it was an $8 an hour job. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But I need a job.
Right.
Everything is a stepping stone. That don't mean that where I got to be stuck at. But this is what I need right now. I need some money. Right. So if it's $8 an hour, it's $8 an hour. So I worked that job. And I did everything that I could do. And I just kept applying and kept applying and kept applying. And eventually somebody saw me and it was like, you dope. Can you should come work for me. And I was like, okay, where you working at? And then they were like, we'll pay $15 an hour. I was like, yes, I'll take it.
Double what I'm making now.
Yes, I went from 8 to 15 in my life. I'm like, whoa, that's amazing. So after that, I mean, it was always hard to find somewhere to live. It was just hard to be, period.
Right.
Like, everything is harder with that felony on there. And
which you still have.
Which I still have, yes. I still do have it. And I'm always very open and honest about it. Usually when I love to see people's faces when I tell them. Like I just told you, the face is always the same.
Prison.
Disbelief. What? Not you.
Right. That's what threw me off. Prison. Because you can have a felony without going to prison.
Yeah.
And so when you say prison, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah. So when people hear, especially after they've met me and had conversations with me and saw me and stuff, they always like, huh, never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
I was like, me either. Me either. So yeah, that felony is definitely a difficult thing. I mean, it's been so many years ago now, and the fact that I still can't vote, that bothers me so bad. Because I have so much to say.
Is it not an expungable? Is it not expungable felony?
The state of Florida only allows you to expunge one thing, one felony, one. I'm like, y'all gave me like 3 of them, so what's the purpose in doing one?
Wow.
Yeah, so I got people working on it right now. Hopefully by the time we get to vote again, I'll be able to vote.
Right.
I'm gonna make everybody go with me. We're gonna make it the whole day. I make my son vote because I can't.
Well, nah, like, yeah, you got something.
I go with him, hold his hand. I be feel like a whole adult.
That one.
Yeah, right there. Vote right there, okay? That's what I wanted.
This is just apparently amazing because, again, people I'm pretty sure that have met you in this new environment probably not saying, oh yeah, no, she did a 5-year bid, you know, she, that's not at the top of their mind.
Nope.
The top of their mind is chef star Maye, Anzie Blue
can cook,
can do her thing, right? And so, like, I'm gonna be interested in how many people hear this and be like, dang, she did prison time, you know what I'm saying?
I be telling people my bounce back game so strong.
It is like you don't give up, you don't stop because
ain't nobody got time.
So many people would have said, one working 90 hours a week. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay.
Well, I had to work them 90. Now you see why I had to work those 90 hours.
Yeah.
With that felony on there,
right.
I really had no choice. So, like I tell people, I work harder than everybody. I push harder than everybody. I really ain't had no choice.
Right.
With that felony following me, I have to let you see my work.
Where you are is amazing.
Yeah.
Like where you are today is amazing.
I still wake up sometimes and be like, fam, is this my life?
Like damn, I did this. I'm here.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I want to get a little deeper into who you are.
Okay.
And how this kind of plays into especially the workforce for women. Because we know there's a pay gap, in pretty much every sector when it comes to men and women, right? Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a pay gap, black women, white women. It's just pay gap. It's just a lot of pay gaps. Yeah. A lot of disparities, right, in the workforce. But I also want to talk about, because it's such an important issue as far as just the gay community, right? And the layers of extra barriers, right, with that. When did you start identifying as queer? Is that something that you always knew you were, or is that something? Oh
yeah, that's always been a thing.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm trying to remember when it wasn't a thing.
Yeah, no, because being from the South. Yep. And just not this culture in general, even black culture, it can be stigma when it comes to the gay community, how we look at that, we frown upon it. This, even though it's always existed, right? It's just something that we kind of try to turn a blind eye to. Mm-hmm. And so, how was that coming out for you? When did you start really claiming it? Like, hey, this is who I am. Right. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Of course, that was a little difficult. Like, my mom's a minister, and we went some years without speaking. Like,
so when did you come out and identify? Like,
I might have been like 20.
Okay.
I might have been like 20 years old, something like that. And I was like, this me. It is what it is. Suck it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's agree, not disagree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look away. It's a free country. You ain't got to look at me. Look away.
Exactly.
So, I mean, especially in the black community, like, it's just not cool. I always had that, everybody got that one uncle, he got a little sugar in his tank. You hear him whisper when he come back, got a little sugar.
Right.
What that mean? Got a little sugar, a little sweet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, I don't want to be the sugar sweet guy. I ain't gonna tell nobody I get grown. Uncle Jimmy got a little sugar. I don't know what that mean, but I don't want that.
Boy, only black folks can put something together like put together a terminology like sugar in this tank.
Yeah, got a little sugar in this tank,
Who came up with that?
I love it when they be like, Jimmy,
That's what they do with their hand.
What they supposed to be? Little sugar? That's sugar? I didn't know. He got a little shake.
So what is that? It break that down. Should I be afraid? Should I, and now tell me what I need. Because okay, I get it. Just let me know though. Is something I should be fearful of?
Yeah, my grandma used to be like, "Star got the gay. Star got that gay." Like, grandma didn't catch it. I promise I didn't catch it nowhere. I already had it. I'm giving it to people. Yeah, so that was a little difficult. And then, tried to explain as a single mother how you got this kid and you're supposed to be gay. Like, that was a whole thing too.
Right.
But it's great. Everything was great.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people, my son is probably one of like the most open-minded people I know. And I was like, I look at him all the time and be like, I did that.
Have you been able to use that story specifically to help people grow and learn? Because many of us are not exposed to it, specifically in like the black community. Even if you're exposed, again, you were like, you have people like shielding you from it, right? Yeah, you got a little sugar in your tank, right? Yeah. And so I would say just like probably over the last 10 years, people are really starting to, understand like things that are harmful, hurtful, specifically to the gay community that, you've been conditioned to do, not knowing that you're offending a whole group of people.
Right.
I'm sure you've had the opportunity to let people that, probably say dumb things or ask you dumb questions about your identity to like, hey, look, let me help you out. Let me help you grow and learn if you're willing. Because some people they're gonna think what they're gonna think, and they're gonna have their views, they're gonna have their perspectives, and you really can't do nothing with those.
If
folks.
you open, I'm open. You want to know, I'll show you.
Right. Yeah.
If you don't want to know, we ain't got to talk.
Right.
It's really up to you. I like to give people choices in life because it makes it easier instead of just making people do things.
Yeah.
If I give you want to talk about it? Nah, we ain't got to.
Right.
Let me know how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So I have this phrase I like to say. It's called dying empty. I tell people I grew up very religious. So I remember sitting in church and they'll be like, I'm saying, God, fill my cup. And I'm like, okay, but what happens when the cup is full? What do you do? You got to empty it. So everything I learn or any passage I get or any phrase I feel may help or anything I could do, I want to empty my cup. Yeah. So as it feels, I want it to be refilled with new things. Right. All the time. So I'm constantly teaching and showing and sharing. Yeah. Because that is how people can change and grow. As everybody is on a growth journey in life, regardless of their age or color or creed, whatever the case may be. Everybody's on a journey every day, and through that, I hope growth happens. And if I can assist you in your growth and you help me with mine, I'm with it.
So, how do you plan, or how are you already doing, like using your black female queer voice? Right, to advocate for others, right, who may not found their voice yet, right, taking up for the little guy or the little woman, right? How have you been able to do that as you've been able to grow, as you've been able to be on the high pedestal, right, and really get all of those flowers that you've been deserving and being recognized for your hard work? I
do what I say I'm gonna do. I be who I say I'm gonna be. I try not to deviate too much from the plan. I tell people. 15 years ago, my best friend just moved here to be my executive sous chef from Florida, right? She just moved here. She's been here like 6 weeks. 15 years ago, we had a horrible day at work. This was the first time I ever got to work in the kitchen with another girl. It was amazing. I loved it. But we had a very hard day at work. And we went to the bar, have drinks. We take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Drink a beer. Take another shot. I look at her and I'm like, one day, we're going to run the show. It ain't going to be no man to tell us what we got to do. We just going to do whatever we need to do. It took 15 years for that seed to grow. But now we here.
Right.
And we doing it every day. We here for each other and we working. That's not the only person. I have brought so many people with me along this journey because that has been the task all along. Right. I meet them in life and I'm like, you know what? One day, we're going to do a lot. Yeah. We're going to be something bigger. It may take some time. Right. I've had people who have followed me around from job to job for years, like literally years. I'll call them and be like, hey, you want a job? Right. Because they're in the same predicament as me. They have a hard time getting a job. They might have a felony or like one of my best friends, I moved here with me, he didn't have a driver's license for 15 years. He have a driver's license for 15 years. It's hard to do anything without a driver's license. He driving now. And you know the people going to get you.
Right. Eventually.
Right. You know, the odds weigh. Right. And eventually people going to get you. Right. But you know what? I moved him here February 2020. Got a driver's license. He got a great job making $60,000 a year. Doing amazing.
Wow, you just an amazing human being.
I try my best. That's my job. That's my charge to keep.
Yeah.
As the old people would say, the world we live in, it's so much negativity that I seem like an oddity.
So now, let's get to the haters.
Haters.
Let's get to the negativity because they say you ain't popping if you ain't got haters.
Yeah.
And you popping.
Thank you.
So therefore, there's haters, right? And so it's unfortunate that everybody don't want to see you do good.
Right.
Everybody don't want to see you win.
Right.
How have you combated and navigated that? You know, oh, Star don't deserve that. If I was Star, I would have done this. Oh, Star thinks she's better than everybody. Oh, Star think, right? Because it's out there, you know. Whether you hear it or not, you know somebody saying it.
Mm-hmm.
How have you navigated that piece of your newfound just being, success, your greatness, your black excellence, your woman excellence? How have you navigated that and responded to those folks that you know that's out there?
Well, I feel like those people project how they feel. Mm-hmm. So because I have an understanding that it's not me, they might want to be where I'm at, or they may have made a different decision, or something may have happened. They are saying those things about me, but it's really not about me. Mm-hmm. So I don't take those things personally because I know that is projection. You are projecting that on me because you want to do better.
Right.
And you can just do better. You don't got to hate on me.
Right.
It's no purpose.
They're really fans.
You really my fan, and ain't enough people hating, so you like, somebody got to do it. It might as well be me.
Right.
Yeah, but, I take that stuff in stride. I take the negative along with the positive. As long as my name is being spoken, I don't care how it's being spoken.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, Nashville, Tennessee.
Woo!
It city, as they say. I was born and raised here.
Okay.
I'm a native, right? And so we've come a long way as a city. Went from a big town to a major city now, right? We got major chefs now, you know. What do you see, your impact continuing to be here in Nashville, especially from an executive chef role, community role? Because, a lot of times, people don't grow up. They see their mamas, their grandmamas cooking and stuff like that, especially as young men. You're like, home economics and stuff. That's, women got that. But I might want to be a chef. I might want to, as a man, as a boy, I might want to grow up and get, do my thing and be, chopped and all that good stuff, right? What do you want your impact to be in those type of things here in Nashville as we grow as a city, as we become more popular, as more people are, doing major things and,
Well, I feel like Nashville is such a melting pot. People come from everywhere. So I feel like some places here is very chopped. Like, black people hang out right here. And then these kind of people hang out right here.
It's diversely segregated.
It's diverse. It's definitely diversity. So everywhere I am, it's no such thing. It doesn't exist. I tell people we have drag brunch, and I love it.
I seen that.
Yeah,
that was different.
I love drag brunch. Yeah, we originated. I don't care what nobody say, because I do Saturday drag brunch. Nobody do that. So I love to see the crowd. It's from little kids to 70-year-old ladies, black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Guatemalan. They are everything. I go stand in the front and just take a photo. Somebody the other day called me the queen of diversity in Hillsborough Village. You can literally come in Anzie Blue at any time. You don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
I love that. I think that it should be somewhere like that everywhere. I tell people I'm not building a restaurant. It's not about a restaurant for me. I hate neighborhoods. Just because of the last part, hood.
Right.
Regardless of where you go, you will never have a community in the hood.
Right. So you building a community.
I'm building a community. These are not my customers that come into my restaurant. They are my guests in my home.
I heard a neighborhood is a bucket of water with a hole in it.
That is.
That's what I heard.
And I tell people, it's like the broken window theory. You know about that?
No, what's the broken
Okay, the
window
broken window theory is if you have a home and the window is broken and it is boarded up, what does it do? It devalues your neighborhood.
Right.
Now, what if you have 5 of those homes in your neighborhood?
It devalues you even more.
Right. So, in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, what I am noticing about as, we got a lot of influx of Californians and New York, people from New York, bringing that in truly is starting to diversify the place. And I want to lead the charge in that. I don't want a little, growing up, I didn't have nobody to watch on TV that looked like me.
Right.
I ain't never seen nobody look like me cooking on no TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I never got the opportunity to meet anybody like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. I go out and meet all the kids. Any culinary programs, call me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out and talk to the kids and hang out. I promise you it'll be a great message. Everybody leave happy and good mood.
So this is my this is my worry though as a native, because you mentioned something that I think is very true. There's these great people from other cities and states that's coming into Nashville and they're taking advantage of all of the things that are amazing here, right? And sometimes, the natives can kind of feel, left out or feel like they're being kind of displaced or replaced.
Pushed out.
Yeah. And so what I try to do is try to encourage those like myself that grew up at, we got to take advantage too, just like all these folks from California and New York.
You got the
and
same
stuff like
opportunity.
that. Right, same opportunity. And they probably coming from a lot of them coming from cities that I've already kind of grew and popped, and they see, oh, it's opportunity here. And so that's why when I see you hosting like campaign kickoffs, like for Khadijah Bab or Marcus Shute, natives here, having comedy mixed things with Josh Black. I call him Lipscomb because we go all the way back from North Nashville, but like native here as well. And so I really appreciate when I see y'all doing those things too, and mixing the old with the new, or the originals with the new. So
my business partners are native Nashvillians.
There we go. There we go.
So it's important to me. I don't want to change the community without the community.
Yeah.
So I jump in there too. I be at Hadley Park. I be, you know what I'm saying? I'm hanging out too. Like I'm going all the places everybody else go. Like I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't know a lot about like local things. Somebody's been showing me local things lately. Like it's a crap ton of like black owned, black ran businesses in Nashville, which I had no clue about.
Man, look, I tell people all this. Look, on the surface, yes, Nashville is a very white city, right? But it's really a black city at the same time, because everything I believe derived from greatness in Nashville is all blackness. Country music, blackness. Jubilee singers, black music in general, blackness.
That's what I tell people. I was talking to someone the other day, and I was like, I love history. So I'm like, did you know Music City got the name? It was like country music. I was like, no, not at all. Period. Jubilee singers. Oh, Fisk. That's where it came from. That's how it became the Music City.
And you know who gave them that name?
Who gave them that name?
Queen Elizabeth.
There you go.
They said y'all sing so beautiful. Y'all must be from Music City.
Yes, and that's how it became. the name of the town.
Look, people got to understand and know. Outside of Atlanta, we got the most HBCUs. So I'm always gonna big up. I go on a tangent here, but yeah.
But I tell people, you gotta think about it. Here, I tell people, I'm from a small town in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not very educated. The people are not very educated. They're not, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Things are much better now. You know what I'm saying? But black people been getting educated here since like the 1850s.
Yeah.
Like that's different than anywhere else in the country. I'm like, it was people still living in slave mentality, but they were here going to school, learning to be better.
Harry becoming doctors.
So to me that's amazing, and I was really drawn to that, and that type of community depth means a lot. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Now, again, I'm gonna keep saying we love you. I'm glad you putting it out there. So look, you mentioned two things. One is You got a Forbes
Yeah.
article coming out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be on the Forbes list too. You know how many, you know what I'm saying, millions upon millions.
I hope so. I would like to make it to the list.
But no. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
On that Forbes is major.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It is.
I got to make sure I give me a copy.
For sure.
And then I'm gonna get I need a sign to you by you.
All right, bring it on.
Is this the first one? This is gonna be the first Forbes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've had smaller things in Forbes, like recipes or whatever.
But it's a featured.
Yeah, this is a feature about me.
Yeah.
So,
We gonna get that signed. You know, you got a book coming out.
I do.
When is the book dropping?
It's called A Star Among Us, a chef's story. It's a coffee table cookbook with little, antidotes and recipes or whatever the case. It'll be coming out in June. I'm gonna throw a book launch party for my birthday. That's the way to do it. You know?
Okay. When's the birthday?
June 23rd. Come through cancel season.
I see. Well, you know, we almost like a month apart. My birthday is July 24th. It's big Leo season.
Come on,
but
Leo
my daddy a Cancer. You know, so I mess with the Cancers. Y'all was almost Leos. You know, so y'all all right. Y'all just didn't make the cut. You know, that's okay. But now, congratulations on all of that. And so, in your book, are you giving away some of your top secrets, or are you giving us a little bit?
No, I'm basically it's my menu at Anzie Blue.
Okay.
You know, people are always like, "How you make them shrimp and grits?"
Yeah.
Oh, how you get that chicken crust like that?
Yeah.
So I put it in the book.
Okay.
That way you can get it and you can try it at home. I tell people, I'm not a chef who want to be put on a shelf.
Okay.
Okay. Most people take a cookbook. They put it in the kitchen. They put it on a shelf somewhere. No, hell no. We're not doing that.
Your paperweight.
Yes. Look, paperweight books. Nah, I got
a
big monster.
Yeah,
I got a big monster book. Like, you going to have to sit me on the cover. You got to put me somewhere. Nobody going to see me on front of that book. You not put me on the shelf.
Man.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I tell people a year ago, but never thought I'd be here. I was just cruising for a bruise. My homeboy just asked me to come help him. Like, literally. And I was like, I guess. I wasn't even cooking. I wasn't even cooking. Period. He was like, just come help me.
You just popped.
And then I met my business partners, and they was like, we love you. I was like, I love y'all too. Let's do it. So here we are a year later. And Anzie Blue got the buzz. You know, I try to keep the menu unique and different and very Nashville. Like, it's very Southern.
And so for us, the majority of us that doesn't know what executive chef means and what that carries. So what is the operations of an executive chef in the kitchen running a restaurant? What is that daily routine to make sure us as consumers come in and get the best product, the best meals, the best experience at Anzie Blue?
Well, number one is the creating of menu.
Okay.
Like, that is a very big part of a chef's life, is being able to, number one, know your environment, know the people you're around, what's going on. And not only that, you know, cooking comes from creating a dish, a single solitary dish. To be able to take that single solitary vision and make it for the masses is a totally different. Not everybody has the ability to be able to do that.
Right.
So I write all my own recipes. I design all my own menus. I create the way that it's going to be produced. The product is the same at the end of the day. I tell people I even went a step above and made sure that my menu was digital so you could see what it looked like. And your food will look just like that when you get it.
Wow.
Because that is the challenge for me and my staff, is to make sure that every time that you get it, it looks exactly like the last time you got it.
So being able to accomplish that took 20 years.
Yeah.
Because when you said it like it was a breeze, you know. You said,
I mean, for me now people are always like.
Let me say, hold on, Jerome. Let me humble myself right quick. It took 20 years to be able to say it like that. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then people are still amazed. Like, you know, I go in and cook for I had people over to my house the other day, and I had a fish fry, you know.
Okay.
And I probably did in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, the whole meal. They was like, how'd you do that? I was like, it's because my mind conceptually thinks of what I need to make first. So everything, by the time I'm through with my 30 minutes, everything is all done at the same time. Like
That's
I
a
know
hell of a
how long it
skill.
takes to boil the potatoes
Yeah.
and cook the bread and be able to fry the fish and
yeah.
so
Yeah, you a
that
master.
so I tell
Yeah.
people I didn't really realize I don't think I realized how good I was at what I do.
Yeah, well, you know now.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really know. Like
Yeah,
a
you
year
the
ago,
Forbes in
I
the
was like,
cookbook.
yeah, because
You
I
really
was
know.
pulling my hair out when I first started. I was like, oh Lord, I think I did too much, whatever the case may be, And then I'm like, I think of things I want to do. Like
Right.
nobody else has the deviled egg flights we have. We got 5 different flavors on our deviled egg flight. Cause I had to overachieve. I could
Right.
just get one. Who just
Right.
want one
Nah, we're gonna do
flavor?
5.
Yeah, we
we're gonna
need
get
4 more
5.
other flavors.
Yeah, we're gonna get 4
I'm gonna
of
give you
them.
your Southern traditional one, but you gonna try these other flavors too.
And so what's the the biggest accomplishment that like what's on your checkoff list like for your own greatness, your own goals? Like, is it to be featured on like a TV network and have your own show? Is it a particular award? Like, what is that like? What is your list for star made? Like, once I do these, then I'm like, okay, I may relax, I may sit back and like bask and enjoy like my success.
I want a school.
You want a school?
I want a school. I want to be able to teach people who look like me that you can do what I do. It's not that hard.
A whole chef school.
I want a whole school.
When you want this school?
ASAP.
ASAP.
I can go now. I'm ready. And I tell people I work with a nonprofit organization called Cool Kids Society with a K.
Okay.
And they let me have a little cooking class with the kids,
Right.
I call it Let's Help Mom. That's what I call the class. Get the little griddle. I taught them how to make grilled cheese and like little soup, whatever. Feed the kids while y'all doing y'all homework. Give your mom a little room. She getting dinner done, but it's still, it's snack time. Gotta have a little something before dinner gets ready. Help her out,
Right.
I tell people my son was a great help. Like
Right.
he was like 10 or 11. He could separate laundry. You know what I'm saying? He'll do the clothes.
Yeah.
He'll have he won't fold it up because he was horrible at that.
Right.
But
Most
he'll put your
10-year-olds are
yes,
like,
but he'll put your basket in your room with your stuff in it. Like
So look, in my research,
come on, research.
in my top secret research, there's an award that you said you wanted.
Yeah, I want James Beard Award.
You want that James Beard Award.
Yeah, I deserve that thing.
And so I didn't know, me not being, in culinary arts or anything. I was like, what is the James Beard Award, right? So I looked it up as a whole foundation and everything.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's top notch.
Yeah. Top notch.
And so what does one have to do? Or what have you seen people have to kind of achieve and accomplish in this field in order to receive that award?
Well, if you look like me, you don't get it.
Really?
Go back and look at the winners.
Don't tell me there haven't been.
Go back and look at the winners.
Don't tell me it hasn't been a black awardee.
Female. No,
Oh,
I'm the
okay.
only. Look.
Okay.
I just wrote in my book. While writing my book, I was the only BIPOC. Everybody was like, "What's BIPOC mean?" Black, Indigenous people of color.
Right.
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 I was the only one queer in Nashville. Why is that?
Why is that?
Why is that? I was like, I don't have nobody to talk to about nothing. What if I wanted to call my fellow chef and be like, hey,
Right.
what is your experience? How are you feeling? I don't have
Right.
anybody to call. Think of
Wow.
one. Let's help. I know I've been through it. We go through all the statistics. Like my business partner is big on statistics. Like I know that, 80% of chefs are white men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's only
So-
7% of chefs are black.
So what do we, and probably fewer than that,
3% are women,
Yeah.
and 0.7% is gay. So where does that leave me?
So what that tells me, what has to happen is we need more ownership,
Yes.
like yourself and your partners, in order to
So we can get
create
seen.
the opportunities and get seen.
Because that's what you have to do. I sit in a place where the opportunities I have gotten, I have created. There wasn't a place for me.
Right.
So I don't care. It's not a place for me. I'll make one.
Right.
Move over. It's
Literally,
enough room right here between
yeah.
the two of you.
Yeah.
It's good. Let me sit
Yeah.
right here. So that's like kind of what you have to do. Like, I don't see no women like me winning no James Beard Award, but it probably would be nice.
And I'm gonna put it out there. You gonna win it.
Oh, I already know.
You gonna
I
win
already
it?
told the people.
Yeah.
It is what it is. When I say
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, you gonna
I will
win it.
keep going hard until I get it.
Yeah, you gonna win it.
I just don't want to be 60. I would like
And
to
when
be.
you win it, look, and when you win it, you bring it back here to Deep Dish because we'd probably be in the big studio station or something by that time, with our own little, awards lined up, and then we can, we congratulate each other on our awards at a particular time. You know
That's
what I'm talking
all about. Yeah.
Well, look, this has been this has been an amazing, conversation. Like I thought I knew you, but now I know you. Right. And I want to give you the chance to whatever's on your mind, whatever we didn't touch on. If we didn't hit something you want to hit on, I want to give you a chance just to go ahead and talk about that. Something that you have going on, other inspiration. It's a message to folks. That you want to put out there because you had a hell of a journey.
Yeah.
And most people would have given up or would have stopped, and you just, it would have good reason to, right? Black, woman, queer, from Alabama, into the penitentiary.
Yeah.
All of these things, all of these things that people are defeated by every day.
Yeah.
And now you finna be featured in Forbes. Mm-hmm. They ain't nothing to sniff at. You finna have your own book. That ain't nothing to sniff at.
Oh, and don't forget about Essence.
Yeah.
Don't forget Essence.
Oh, and Essence.
That's the only black magazine I saw growing up. Essence. So to me, that's everything.
Essence. Intentional about highlighting black women.
Yeah.
And so when is Essence? When does that drop?
July, August.
So you going... She going the whole summer. The whole summer is don't nobody drop nothing. The whole summer is
it's all about me.
It's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Birthday, articles, cook. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So all of that, it's gotta people need to know about this. Hear from you, and it's different, right? Like reading it in a magazine.
Yeah. Because
now they're gonna be able to see you. They're gonna be like, oh snap!
Both nationally syndicated. Right. I was shocked by both.
Yeah. So it's like one again, giving you a whole bouquet of flowers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Because I might have to, I don't know who I'm going to have to call in 6 months to get you back on the show. Facebook deactivated.
She got a team now.
Right, she got a team. Yeah, I'm like, damn, we at that point. Okay, well, tell the team that I'm just Jerome. We did the interview about 6 months ago. I don't know if she remembers me. But, I gave her water.
I helped. I talked about her.
But now, so, if it's anything you want to leave with the people,
Yeah, my mother said something to me when I was a little kid, and it just kind of always stuck with me in my life. So that's kind of like how I live. She said, whatever you do, be the best at it, number one. Number two, it doesn't matter if you fall down 21 times, baby. It matters that you get up 22. So all of those things continuously knocked me down. But because of that foundation of knowing that I can just get back up. Yeah, I ain't going to say it ain't days I don't cry and be crazy and whatever the case may be. But the important part is to make sure that I get up the next day to continue to fight. And if I would have given up on that a long time ago, I definitely would not be sitting here to do this. Yeah. So that of anything I have to say, that's what it is. Because you failed at something doesn't make you a failure. It means that you might need to pivot and try that a different way.
Right.
It doesn't even mean that thing is the wrong thing. It might be just the way you're doing it.
Right.
Just continue on and get up. As long as you get up, you'll succeed.
Man, I'm really glad that your friend called you and got you back into cooking because it would have been a deficit for the community.
Yeah.
It would have been a deficit. You might would have been working on aircrafts or whatever. They planes would have been able to go in the air, whatever. Yeah. They would have been cool. Right. But you have really become like a pillar of this natural community. And hope we don't lose you. Because
I'm trying to over 87 man.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
All over town.
Look, because people grow and go.
Yeah,
people grow and go. But I hope we don't lose you. But even if we do, if it's 10 years, I know you're gonna always have a foothold here. You always gonna come back and get back. And if we gotta contact your team, we're gonna do that. But
look, you got my phone number.
I got the phone now. The one now. You know how people get teams. They got this phone and that phone. You can call one day. Yeah, this number is no longer. She didn't.
Phone shouting.
But no. So I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate your journey, and I hope people take away. Just don't stop. right? Just don't. No matter how bad you try to ignore your calling and really just like no matter the trials and tribulations, just don't stop and
In the famous words of Uncle Luke, don't stop. Get it.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Get it.
Yeah. So,
Get it the right way though.
The right way.
The right way. But no, I appreciate your time while you have it. And you gotta come back.
Oh yeah, I'll be back.
We got it on camera now. She said she gotta come back, so we gotta hold it to it.
And don't forget, I got jazz brunch on Saturdays and Sundays from 11 to 1.
Okay.
Drag brunch once a month, and I started something new because I like starting stuff.
What's the new?
Gospel brunch.
You got gospel brunch.
Got gospel brunch. It's dope. It's so awesome.
And so look, I'm coming to all three.
Mm-hmm.
I never been to anything drag, but I'm gonna come check it
That's
out.
dope too.
Yeah, I'm gonna come check it out.
That's the people we get. They was like, I talked to a 70-year-old woman last week, and she was like, I never been. She was like, in my age group, we weren't allowed to do this. Like this was not a thing.
Right.
But she had the best time of her life. She was throwing so many ones. I was like, ma'am.
Money is being thrown.
Oh yes, they want their tablespoons.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
So the little lady probably threw $50 worth of ones. I was like, no, you had a good time. She said, I did.
And she ate good.
And yes, because every menu is curated.
Okay.
It's never the same too. So if you see something you want to eat on there, you better come get it because I don't know when it'll ever be back.
Yeah. Okay.
I try not to do two things the same.
Okay. Yeah, you showing out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Show them skills.
You showing them skills. Well, Star, thank you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right.
All right.